Oh, sorry. Hit the wrong button. I hear these people talking, the working men, redoing the basement and the first floor of this really beautiful library. I'm basically on the second floor. The third floor is nice too and open. Talking real country. I mean, I'm from Fayetteville. These guys from Arkansas. I'm talking real country, which is fine. And I like to actually like Shelby Foote, the historian. I like listening to a Southern accent. I think it's cool. But I'm just saying, you country people, I hope you keep your culture, and I hope you keep your way of life and your way of talking. But you have to help us as citizens understand everything. You have to become more educated and engaged in all the challenges we face. You can't hide and say, I don't understand. Yeah, you don't understand because you don't care to learn about it. And that's on you. Democracy is hard, it's on the citizen. It's our responsibility to learn and think and discuss and decide. Our responsibility. And that's why I think a lot of people like Trump and these dictators. It's easy. Hey, he'll do everything. I don't have to do anything. I'll just be a little cog. And, if he starts taking away your rights, or she does, I think in France, when the right wing is led by Le Pen, who I think is a woman, so it could be a man or a woman coming after your rights and creating less equality, even less equality than we have today, cutting taxes on the rich, cutting programs for the poor, and creating a worse society than we have right now. Uh, so I don't care if you're in the country in Arkansas or in Manhattan, it doesn't matter. You're a citizen and we need you. We need you. Because I believe in democracy, and most people will say they do. All you need is a bad dictator, and you'll see what it's like, telling you what to do. You're a slave, and that's a slave holder. So we can do better than that. So I'm about to head back home. Uh, the two biggest challenges, I think, the two biggest issues, I think, inequality and climate. I don't know. I don't know if I could say one is bigger than the other. They're both fantastically gigantic and challenges that we can meet if we're committed to each other and to honor, I like that word, honor life, honor each other, honor society. So here's a review, New York Times book reviews. It talks about Taming the Octopus, the long battle for the soul of the corporation. Behind the Startup, how venture capital shapes work, innovation, and inequality. And The Wolves of K Street, the secret history of how big money took over big government. Yeah, we've been complicit. We voted for tax cuts for the rich. Reagan, who Republicans like to tout as this great leader and communicator, uh, leading the way in trickle down economics. Trickle down. Cut taxes on the rich, and it will trickle down to the poor, like breadcrumbs or something. Or you'll be able to mow their lawn. But since then, since about 1980, people didn't like Jimmy Carter partly because they thought he was weak and Reagan was strong and would chop wood. But if you talk about who wanted to take care of human beings and working people and average Americans, well, the Democrats and Carter, uh, they're more along those lines, and that's for as long as I can remember. at least 50 years. So just know that if you're voting for the Republicans, that's what they do right at the beginning, just like Trump and the Republicans cut taxes on billionaires, cut their own taxes, and corporations. So power concentrates and the deficit grows because they're not paying their fair share. And their fair share is to be part of a society that promotes equality and compassion and taking care of each other and taking care of the environment. And doing this all together since 1776, 75, I guess. The war started in 1775. And we fought basically together. I shouldn't say that because the Articles of Confederation, there was not a lot of cohesion. There was two revolutions. The revolution for independence, 13 colonies, then unifying these 13 colonies into a nation. And that took, almost 15 years after. 1789, the Constitution was ratified, and Washington was elected by unanimous vote from the Congress, not by the popular vote. Senators weren't elected popularly till 1913. I forgot how long that was. Democracy is, we still need to become more democratic, and we the people, we got to get rid of the electoral college. It's a terrible thing. If 3 million more people can vote for Hillary, although Trump gets elected, that's not democratic. That's an abuse of the democratic values. Robert Reich, who was Clinton's labor secretary. I believe he's like 4'11", and I'm 6'2", but he's bigger than me. He's bigger than you because he stands up for human beings. How big is that? How big is a person that stands up for others and devotes their life to compassion and equality and helping the poor? That's as big as anybody. Anyway, he's talking about 3 Supreme Court cases. Buckley versus Valeo. Supreme Court in 76 said money is speech. So you can't. Campaign contribution spending limits were unconstitutional. And then First National Bank of Boston versus Bellotti, 1978. Corporations are people. And then Citizens United 210. And I know that was 5-4, 5 Republicans against 4 Democrats. The Republicans said corporations, not only were corporations people who could spend money on politics, they had the right to drown our democracy in as much money as they wanted. So these, no limits on spending money on candidates and campaigns. So they're basically buying the candidates. I'm going to give you this many millions of dollars, but you're going to have to, I own you. You do what I say. And who has the money? Very rich people and corporations taking over the government. I believe this one really rich guy gave one person, a Republican political operative, consultant, $1 billion. Here's $1 billion. Go do some good for us. Go do some good for the right wing, for rich people. Cut our taxes. Sad. But what's just as sad is average Americans, including country people, voting for this, watching this happen, not fighting back, and then complaining. I can't pay my rent. I can't buy my food. I can't put food on my kids, on the table for my kids. Well, don't complain over here if over here you're voting for a maldistribution of wealth income, property, and power. If you're creating this situation, you're putting yourself, all the people around you, the good people in this country, in dire straits and poverty, near poverty, struggling, while this area of the few is getting richer and richer and richer. If you're voting for that, I don't know how you can complain about it. Democracy needs you to be aware, to be caring, to be committed, engaged, compassionate, and honorable. Not easy. People can say life's not easy. Life's not easy. Democracy's not easy. And that's the best form of government there is. And that requires the most out of you. Sorry. That's the way it is, man. Woman. But that's good. You were given this brain and this heart to become more, to learn and try to understand, become enlightened, and be a good steward of this land, this holy land of earth, and be a good citizen and help each other and not love money so much. What's the second biggest issue? This just came out. CO2 measurements sending ominous signs. Sending ominous signs. Fueling weather extreme events, floods, heat waves, droughts, fires. Here we go. See, this is June 2024. June 2024. This says, Earth has now hit 12 straight months of record high temperatures, a trend with no sign in sight of change. We are living in unprecedented times. This string of hottest months will be remembered as comparatively cold. We all want air conditioning. A lot of people will die because of this heat. The drought, water scarcity, all the places that'll be running out of clean water for the people. We use a lot of water. What does it take? How many gallons does it take for a pound of beef? I forget. I want to say over 100. But we like to eat meat, but we may need to eat soy-based meat products if that's going to save water, and we need water. But there's a lot of money involved, and people don't fight back against the organized money, whether that's the housing, whether that's the meat industry, whether that's banks, whether that's taxation, whether that's labor rights. We don't fight very hard for each other, and that's a real problem. That's actually probably a sin. We don't stand up for the right and the good. And we work hard and then just want to relax and watch TV, get on the internet, watch stupid videos of cats or something. Because we're tired, because we work so long. But we have to probably create a 30-hour work week, so you're going to have maybe one day you spend on being a citizen and learning and discussing, participating, have more time for your family and friends, community. We don't need a 5-day work week. That's over 100 years old. Let's go for a 4-day, 7-hour-a-day work week. 28 hours. I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe 6 hours. 4 times, so let's say a 25-hour work week. I mean, you can say, oh, that's crazy because of this and that, and well, we're going to have so much with artificial intelligence and robotics, and a lot of the jobs we won't need to do anymore because they'll be done by machines and not manually, including a lot of the manufacturing jobs. And that's okay if we focus on how do we take care of these people and give them something to wake up for and go to work, make some money, so they can hopefully buy a home, if not a house, maybe an apartment, but build some equity, not have to live on struggle and strain and stress. Not easy, but it's worse if we don't even try. Um, what does it say? Surge of carbon dioxide, 50% higher than it was before the Industrial Revolution. Yeah, some of these deniers and liars. Oh, the Earth is so big. We could never affect the Earth. Well, there's 8 billion of us now. We've been burning stuff. Industrial size burning for over 100 years, and now the population is so much bigger. I think they're right below me. If the floor gives out and you see me disappear, that's what happened. Anyway, big challenges, but we're big people. We can do this. We can't do it by being lazy and selfish. We can do it by love and compassion, commitment to each other and our communities and our beautiful planet, the diamond of the universe, as far as we can tell. True Eden, a true Eden, no question. When you get outside into nature, almost anywhere, it's just so beautiful in its own way. I grew up in the Ozarks, and I love the Ozarks, but when I lived in Seattle, that was so beautiful. When I lived in Morocco, Morocco was beautiful. It was very dry, but the colors and the people, I'm really sad that they're having a bad drought in Morocco, and I really hope that they overcome that and the rains come. Really good people. I learned some of their language. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam, alhamdulillah, inshallah, huya, farhan, farhan, farhan. I forget. It's how you doing? It almost sounds Japanese to me, but I think it's how you doing. Farhan Heat Shiftik. That's it. Farhan Heat Shiftik. And if it's more than one person, Farhan Heat Shiftikum. And just sweet people. I cared about them. They cared about me. Sometimes, you should become Muslim. I go, no, I don't want to become Muslim. I don't want to become Christian. I just want to be myself. My parents were really good people. They never talked about religion. My dad helped create a better society, including helping integrate the swimming pool in our hometown. He never talked about religion. My mother was just a well of love and goodwill to everybody. She never talked about religion. That's me. I don't need to talk about religion. I talk about love, beauty, compassion, honor, paradise, Eden, We are angels. I can talk about that. You are an angel. You are my angel, baby.